let's keep it with cricket and let's go on to another fan. We'll, of course, talk movies as well with him, but Karan Taurani joins in on the show. Karan, I'm sure you were there at the Wankhede watching the semis, and I'm sure you're headed to Ahmedabad too, aren't you?
Yes, yes, definitely. I think it was a great experience, and we all just hope that they win the World Cup now.
Yeah, sure. But what about the overall advertisements? What about the overall kind of numbers that we are seeing, on the OTT platforms hitting record high in terms of viewership? What's your takeaway in terms of how the numbers of this World Cup have really stacked up?
So I think, before the tournament, we did come out with an estimate that the ad spends during the World Cup will be in the range of 2,200 to 2,400 crores. And that's where the numbers should stack up, because India's performance has been superior in this tournament. They won all the matches, and they're also moving towards the final. So one could see a 5 to 10% kind of an outperformance, versus our estimates. And again, the same thing here that 50% of these ad spends are going to come from digital, because consumption on digital has seen an increase because of the content being offered free on mobile phones, as compared to the earlier years wherein digital contribution to the overall ad spends was just about 25 to 30%. So digital revenues would actually move up more than 2x as compared to the earlier World Cup in 2019.
And I think, because of the World Cup fever, Karan, what's facing the heat is also the Bollywood releases. I mean, yeah, Tiger 3 is reporting healthy numbers, but would have done a lot better had it not clashed with World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the film, I would not, blame the World Cup too much. Again, it's a matter of content. I don't think the content has seen, very strong signals or reviews as such in terms of positive word of mouth. The reviews have been mixed. Typically, India matches are there, once in 4 to 5 days, and if the content is compelling, the box office collections, do recover in the coming days. But in the case of Tiger, that doesn't seem to be the case. So there's a mild impact of the World Cup matches, but there's a bigger impact of the reviews being mixed. So I think in terms of box office, the film will do around 350 crores of net box office revenue, which is also largely in line with our expectations. And if you look at the performance of the films over the last, 1 month, I think it's been quite disappointing. Rather 1.5 months, if you look at the performance, since October quarter started, OND quarter has started, we haven't seen any films do well. Specifically for Hindi, many films, large budgets, medium budget films haven't done well. They've reported a very dismal box office collection. So the problem persists, that you're trying to depend a lot in terms of large budget film success, which may not come every quarter or every month.
Sure. So that was about Tiger. Of course, a lot of, confidence was posed on that one. It wouldn't really deliver. But what about the pipeline for the rest of the year? Do you think the best is behind for the likes of PVR, etc., in terms of footfall and occupancy?
It does seem like that the best is behind in terms of occupancy, because the occupancy in the second quarter was around 32%, which was in line with pre-COVID levels. If you look at quarter three, I think you'll see a decline in terms of occupancy, because for now we haven't seen any film do well. Tiger has reported an inline performance, and Donkey will only come towards the end of December. We've got other films like Animal and a couple of more releases which are there. But I don't see occupancy levels moving beyond 26, 27%. So we again come back to that 80-90% of pre-COVID level recovery. Another big risk for CY24 is the Hollywood content. So if you look at the Writer Association strike that has just ended, about after 4 months, but the backlog of content or the negative impact of on the content slate will happen over the next 6 to 9 months, wherein you'll see lesser number of Hollywood films as well. And if you look at the contribution, Hollywood contributes somewhere close to 15 to 20% of box office for these exhibitors. And we do expect negative impact of that also to come in. Let's assume that even 40-50% of Hollywood box office collection is wiped out in the market for the next 9 months. You will see a negative impact of 8 to 10% on earnings for both these companies.
Right, okay, Karan, we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you again soon, hopefully in Ahmedabad for the finals.